So before going to start our session, I would like to introduce our uh, EICP program. So EICP stands for Environment Information Awareness Capacity Building and Livelihood Program. So we are a resource partner on Avian Ecology based at Bombay Natural History Society. And today's our topic is kitchen gardening. Basically, this program we are conducting under the Mission Life initiative. So, as a part of EICP resource partner, our was established in 1996. So, and this program is supported by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So, our main focus is to provide the environment related information, basically on the avian ecology, to the decision maker, policy planner, scientist, and engineers all over the country. And in our objective, we are regularly publish our Buceros newsletter. Buceros newsletter basically is a uh, 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 we are in the Buceros newsletter we are publishing the articles related to birds, avian or avian ecology. Also, we are inviting the people, those who really want to write something about birds. You can visit our website. It's BNHS-EIACP.nic.in. On our website, we have uploaded all our Buceros published issues. So it's in soft copy, so you can download it. Second thing, we are regularly publish our knowledge product. Means poster on birds, poster on endemic birds of India, poster on threatened birds of India. All our knowledge product has been available on our website on in PDF format, so you can download it. If you want, you can print also. Uh, Third thing, we have already conducted a various green skill development program. It's a GSDP program. So this program is basically for the unemployed youth to provide the skill. So in future they will get the opportunity in the relevant sector. So these are all about our EICP program. So I would like to introduce our today's speaker, Ms. Kiran Thumma. She is currently working in BNHS as an education officer, and she is well-known botanist. She knows a lot of information about the plants, even in the mangroves also. She has Miss, she did the master in botany from St. Xavier's College, and also work as an assistant professor at Wilson College, where she taught about the botany to the graduate students. And in our today's topic is a kitchen gardening. She will talk about how to set up the kitchen gardening. Even also, as a already I have told, this is our we are doing this activity under the Mission Life initiative. So she will also explain about the how we can reduce the waste and this waste, mostly the kitchen waste, and how we can use the kitchen waste for our kitchen gardening. So I would like to request Ms. Kiran Thumma, kindly start your session.
Yeah, Thank you, sir, for that introduction. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, Kiran,
Yeah.
you are audible. Yeah.
So I'll just share my presentation and then we can start. Yes. Hello.
Yeah. You are
Yeah.
audible.
So
Yeah.
yeah, sir, if you just stop your presentation, I can share my.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry for that.
Yeah. So I hope it's visible to you. Presentation is visible to you.
Yes. Clearly visible.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Uh, so, first I would like to thank Nandakishore sir for giving me this opportunity to give presentation to uh, audience of Envis. And today we'll be talking about kitchen gardening. And first, I would like to start my presentation with this quote. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. So it's never late to sow a seed. Small efforts can go a long way. A seed sown today will give you fruit tomorrow. But not everyone has a place to plant a tree. You don't have a place to plant a big tree if you are living in a city, but everyone will surely have a place to plant a herb or a small plant. So today, with the help of kitchen garden presentation, we will try to teach you how to grow maximum in a minimum space. Even if you don't have a space, we'll try to know how you can grow some greens in your space. So what is kitchen garden? Kitchen garden doesn't mean creating a huge garden. It means planting few edible plants which can it can be fruits, vegetable, or it can be a medicinal plant. You can grow this plant in your balcony, in your terrace, or a window grill, wherever you have a place. So we'll keep this presentation interactive. You can keep typing in a chat box if you have any doubts. So first I would like to ask you, what is the need to grow this fruits and vegetable? Why should you grow a vegetable like curry leaves or coriander when they're easily available in market? Curry leaf is something most of the time the bhaji wala gives you free of cost. So then why you should take an effort to grow a curry leaf in your house? So can you type it in a chat box, like why, what is the need to grow vegetable? Why you should grow a vegetable when they're easily available in market? Chemical free, yes. You need to grow because you can eat some vegetable which are free of pesticides. You can see how, like pesticides not only affect pest, it also affect us. You can see in this picture the precaution this man is taking while sprinkling up chemical pesticides. So fruits and vegetables with heavy pesticides can cause a serious illness, uh, ranging from respiratory problem to cancer. So if you grow your own veggies, you can eat at least some food which is pesticides free. You can eat a healthy fruit. Pesticides not only affect us, but it also affects an environment. It reduces a soil nutrition. And pesticides, it's a insecticide kind of thing. So it's attack all the insects. But pesticide doesn't know difference between good insects and bad insects. So there, in any even in agriculture, there are good insects which are beneficial to the agriculture, which are beneficial to the farm. Even they are destroyed due to the pesticides, because pesticides don't understand the difference between good and bad insects. Whosoever gets in contact with them, they get affected. Even us humans are also get affected due to the pesticides. Next is genetically modified crops. We are playing with a genes. There was a time when we used to get fruits and vegetable in certain season. Now we get every fruit and vegetable throughout the season because we are artificially growing them. We are forcing them. We are creating a greenhouse. We are forcefully growing them. We are artificially ripening them. You might have seen now a mango season is coming. Mangoes are artificially ripened. Bananas are artificially ripened. Not only that, some even do add color to the vegetables, especially green vegetables, so that they look more green and fresh. So to save us from all this, if you grow some vegetables in your backyard or in the window grill, you'll have a healthy food. Increasing population, increasing population is causing a shortage of food. Not only a shortage of food, but also a shortage of land. We don't know from where our food is coming. We don't know in what condition our food is grown. If you are living in a Mumbai, if you're living in a cities like this is a very common a site. Just besides a railway track, where there is a barren land or wherever there is, people grow vegetables over here. The land is not good, the water is not good. So and the amount of paste, because the pesticides and fertilizer they use are too much. So as we don't know from where our food is coming, in what condition it is grown. So if you grow your own vegetables, there will be health benefit. There will be fresh and guaranteed vegetables at your doorstep. And whatever wet waste is there, you can use it as a manure. All the kitchen waste, like fruits peel, vegetable peels, whatever the peels are there, that can be recycled and you can be used as a manure. Not only in kitchen garden, not only fruits and vegetables, you can also grow a medicinal plants like tulsi, ajwain, which can come handy, lemongrass, which can come handy when you are not feeling good. And one more benefit of kitchen garden is like there will be less pollution. So when people use pesticides, from fields, the pesticide run off into a nearby streams and water. So if you're not, you're all, by growing veggies in your garden, you're also uh, reducing the pollution. And if you're growing these vegetables in your garden, you're also increasing a biodiversity. When you have plants, plants are like magnet to butterflies and various species, butterflies and birds. So even a biodiversity around you will be increased. So what is needed to start? So what do you think? What is the main thing? What is needed to start? Which is the most important thing you need when you want to start a kitchen gardening? So can you guys type in what is needed to start? I would say first thing is willingness to plant, willingness to see the plant growth. There is a saying, "पेड़ हाथ से नहीं मन से लगती है." So plant will grow if you put your heart and soul into it. Willingness to take responsibility. It should not be like today you will plant it, tomorrow you will forget to water it. So then comes all this. First comes a willingness to grow the plants, and then comes a sunlight, pot, and other things. So sunlight is very important. So before buying any plant, most we need to think before buying a plant, or before sowing a plant. We need to understand what a plant wants. See, many a time we buy a rose sapling with beautiful rose. When we start growing that rose in our house, it dies because rose plants need a lot of sunlight. So we need first, what you need to do is you need to understand a plant requirement. If so, many of the flower, most of the time you buy a beautiful flowering plants from the market, but when you start growing in your house, it doesn't. The flowers falls off, and the plant doesn't grow well because the plants have certain requirements. So you need to understand what plants want. So you need to select a place where there is a good sunlight, where you get a good sunlight. It can be your backyard, it can be your balcony, it can be your windowsill. Wherever you get a good sunlight, that is an ideal place to set up your plants. So if you don't have space, even vertical gardening is a thing. Then next comes a pot. So always encourage, if you are a beginner and if you are doing a plantation for first time, don't invest your money in buying a fancy pot. Always recycle whatever you have. Usually recycle the plastic bottles, recycle the plastic containers. See, many a times we order food from the restaurant and we get this kind of container. So recycle this. Don't spend money on buying a fancy pots. Next, we will see how to fill the pot. So first thing what we do is we drill a hole. We'll drill hole at the base. So can anyone type in the chat box why we drill hole at the base? So we drill a hole at the base so that there is a good drainage system. Most of the time, people tend to add a lot of water. That excess of water, if that is not drained out, the fungus will grow here and your plant will die. So proper drainage, yes, for proper, Anant has GS typed for proper drainage. So the holes are there for the drainage. Then we add some bricks or pebbles over here. Can anyone tell me why small pebbles are added here over here? Next thing is pebbles are added over here. The pebbles are added over here because many a times along with a water, even soil drains off. We don't want a soil to drain off. That's why a small pebbles are added. And above that, you can add a dry leaf, or you can also add your wet waste. It can be, finely chopped fruits and vegetable peels. It should be finely chopped, and never add, any kind of stuff above the soil. It should be always below the soil. If you add things above the soil, then there are many chances of fungus will grow, or you will attract an insects which feed on the waste. So, and the last layer will be a soil mixed with a coco peat. So this is a basic a pot filling. Next, now we will see how to grow some of the common vegetables. The first I have taken is bitter gourd or karela. I have selected first plant as karela because it's easy to grow and require little care and attention. You just need to drop a few seeds of this karela in a pot. You need to always remember, if you are using a seeds to grow, always remember that you need to select a seeds from a ripened vegetables. See, in case of karela, Karela, the seeds which have this red coat cover is a ripened one. You might have seen this. When you might have cut a Karela, there are seeds which have this red color cover, and there are seeds which usually have the white color one. So white color one are a raw one, and these are the ripened ones. So in ripened seeds are something which are ready to germinate. So always select the seeds from the ripened fruits, because the seeds are ready to germinate. You might have seen this. The seed of raw mango is really tender, but the seed in ripened mango is mature and hard. So always select a seed from the ripened fruit, so you get a mature seed, and the more chances of mature seed getting germinated. So you just need to drop the seeds in the soil, and you need to wait. Another thing you need to remember about the bitter gourd or karela is that it's a climber. So as it's a climber, it need a climbing space. So you need to plant this at the edge of your window grill. Or if you don't have that edge, you need to give this karela a support, like a support of a stick or a support of a pole, so that it can climb. A climber need a climbing space. So this was about a Karela. Uh, Next is a chili. So can you type it in a chat box from, so if I want to grow a chili, from which chili I will select a seed, red or a green? From which, if I want to grow a red, why red? Anjali has typed a red. Red and mature. I will select a seed from the red chili because they are red are are the fruits which are ripened, and in ripened fruits, seeds are mature and ready to germinate. So you need to select these seeds, like this, and you need to select a good quality of the seed. If the seeds are blackened like this, you can discard them. You need to take a tissue paper, place the seeds in on the tissue paper, just slightly wet that tissue, like this, and leave it for few days, like 2 to 3 days, and keep sprinkling the water. After 2 to 3 few days, you will see, this it has chili seeds are sprouted like this. These sprouted seeds, then you can transfer into a coco peat or a soil and a mixture of a coco peat like this. Then you will get a chili plant. And always tell people that gardening is all about experiment. If you drop 10 seeds, there are chances you will get 5 to 6 saplings, and out of 5 to 6 saplings, there are chances 2 to 3 will grow like this, and sometimes even a one may grow out of the 10 seeds. So gardening is all about an experiment. Next, we will see a chili. See, you might have seen the seeds of many plants, but you may not have seen a seed of a curry leaves. You know, Many of you might not have seen the seeds of the curry leaf. That's why we will see how to grow curry leaf with the help of cutting. You know, you need to select a cutting of the curry leaf. Cutting is something which can easily available from a vegetable vendor. They have huge curry patta, so you can take a stick from it, the cutting from them, and this cutting should be of pencil thick. And after taking the cutting, you need to give a slant cut at the base, and apply a rooting powder. The rooting powder is something which is available in the market. If you don't have a rooting powder, you can apply a cinnamon or a turmeric, that will work same. You can apply a cinnamon powder at the base. You need to give a slant cut, and you need to and make sure when you are taking this cutting, there are no leaves to it. It's just a there should be just a cutting. And the curry leaf is again if you're trying to grow curry leaf with the help of this cutting, this is something which will test your patience. So after 25 days, you will see this kind of sprouting coming up, and it will take another, in after 60 days, you will see a curry leaves are actually coming out. And in winter season, so the best season to do a plantation is a rainy season. In winter, the many plants go into a dormant stage. So if you do a plantation now, there are chances it may take a longer time, but you will get a result. But it will take a long time. Next, we will see how to do a plantation of a coriander. Coriander can be grown from coriander can be grown from the seed, but you need to first you need to split the coriander seeds. You can do that by rolling a baleen over it. You need to take a coriander and gently roll a baleen into it, so that they split it into half. You don't have to make a powder of it. You don't have to make into a four pieces. That's why you just need to gently roll a baleen over the coriander seeds, so that they can split it into half. After they are split into half, you can soak these seeds overnight, or then you can sprinkle or you can sprinkle water on it, and you can place this in you can place it in a soil. Coriander is also something which can test your patience. And another thing which is very important when you're doing a coriander plantation, you need to select a good quality of coriander seeds. If the quality of coriander seeds is not good, they won't germinate, because already the coriander seeds which we get is already dried up. So that's why you need to select a good quality of seeds to get a coriander plant. Next is mint. Again, mint seeds are something which are not available. Usually you get a bunch of mint in a market. So that's why I'll show how to grow a mint using this kind of cutting. So take this kind from the bunch. You can take 5 to 6 mint sticks like this, and remove all the leaves except first two leaves. Remove all the leaves. All these leaves need to be removed. Just take a first two leaves and give a cut from here. From the beneath, just give a cut from here, and this cutting, place it in a water. Water should not be fully filled. It should be like this, half filled water. And you can cover this. If you don't cover this, there are chances a mosquito will breed in this. So you need to leave it for 2 to 3 days. And if you want, you can change water in between. You need to do it very slightly, very patiently this. And after a few days, it may vary. Some may in some, within 3 to 4 days, you can see roots are coming. In some, 7 to 8 days it will take, and you can see roots coming out like this. After roots are After roots comes, you can transfer them into a soil like this in a pot. But again, if you take 10 sticks like this, out of that, 7 or 6 may develops a root. Out of 6, 3 or 4 may be settled down, because when we are transferring it from water to the soil, some cuttings may develop a shock. They may not do that well. So that's why you need to take number of cuttings or number of seeds always should be more. Next is lemon. Again, it's very easy to very easy to grow a lemon. Next time after having a lemon limbu pani, you can just throw these seeds in a soil and you get a plant. Or if you want them to germinate fast, you need to carefully remove the upper cover of it. Mm, and you can do this experiment. Some seeds you can drop it in the soil with cover and some without a cover, and you need to carefully remove sorry, you can carefully remove this cover, because in the if you hurt this seed during while removing the cover, then it won't germinate. So you need to very gently you need to remove the cover. And if you just drop a seed, you will see small saplings of the lemon plants are coming. And lemon, and it will take a lot of time for that plant to give you a lemon, but you will have a leaf. If you just crush a leaf and smell it, it has an amazing fragrance, and even leaves can be have this many culinary uses. So till a fruit comes, even leaves are useful. Next, we will see how to grow a microgreen. No, microgreens are nothing. Microgreen is a fancy word. It's nothing but first two leaves of a seedling, vegetable seedling. First two leaves of a vegetable seedlings. So it's very easy to grow a microgreen. So you can take a seeds of any vegetable, say wheat, fenugreek, or mustard. Taken a mustard. You have to soak the seeds overnight. So when you soak the seed, they germinate faster, and you need to soak them overnight. If you soak it for prolonged hours, more than 8 hours or more than 12 hours, then they will rot. So soaking it for 8 hours or overnight is an ideal thing. After soaking a seed, you just need to drop them in the soil. After few days, you'll see two leaves like this coming out. This is nothing but a microgreen, and you can harvest this at this stage. And you harvest microgreen not by not uprooting it, but by cutting it. So when you cut it like this, the stem remains on the soil, and again a new leaves will develop. So by cutting it, you will get a continuous harvest. So you can make sabji of this microgreen, or you can eat as a salad, or you can use it to garnish your dish. How we use coriander to garnish our dish. Similar way, you can garnish your dish using this microgreens. So even this is a microgreen. So can anyone identify which vegetable is this? This is a common vegetable in So this is a common vegetable. Can anyone tell me which vegetable is this? Yes, the methi. So that's why I said a macro green is a fancy word. We have been eating this since ages, and this is called known as lahan methi or a samudra methi. Samudra methi because this usually grows in a beach, so this need a sandy soil. So this is a microgreen of a methi. So now we will see uh, how to grow a microgreen, soilless micro. Even if you don't have soil, some people don't like a soil. They don't like to uh, paint their hands with the soil. So we will see how to grow this vegetable even if you don't have a soil. So first, I have again taken mustard seeds to explain you, because they are something easy to. So you will see how to grow. Any- So so you can take any box like this, any plastic box like this. You have to take a tissue paper. You need to place a tissue paper and slightly moist the tissue paper. Tissue paper should not be fully wet. You need to slightly moist the tissue paper, and then you need to place mustard seeds which have been overnight soaked. After placing it, above this again you need to place a tissue paper which need to be slightly wet. You just need to sprinkle some water on the tissue paper which you will be placing above it. And the box should be such a way there should be holes like this above the box for the aeration. If this kind of aeration is not there, then the chances fungus will develop on this. So like this, and you need to keep this box in a dark place. Once plants are grown, at that time they need a sunlight, but during the germination process they need a dark space. So again, if you don't have box, you can take a plates like this, two plates. Take a plate, take a tissue paper, sprinkle the mustard seeds which are overnight soaked. Take another plate like this, leave a space like this. Again for the aeration. If you don't leave a space, there are chances fungus will grow. Now this covering will create a mini greenhouse like effect. If you don't have tissue paper, again you can grow with the help of cloth. Take a cloth, wet the cloth, and on that sprinkle the seeds which are overnight soaked. There should be aeration like this. Need to sprinkle water in between. Like this. In few days you will see the seeds are germinated, and you need to sprinkle a water. And excess of water should be drained off. Like in pot, we have made holes at below, but here we have not drilled any holes, so that's why excess of water should be drained off. If you don't drain off excess of water, again the chances fungus will develop on this. So you can see on fourth day seeds are sprouting. Fourth and 6 days. So initially, in case of mustard, the initial leaves will be in yellow color. Slowly, chlorophyll will get into it. So don't think, when you see yellow color leaves, people think, there's something wrong with the plants. But there's nothing wrong with the plants. Slowly, chlorophyll will get into them. At this stage, you can put them near the sunlight. And almost, 15 days, you'll get this kind of things. In 15 to 17 days, these things are ready to harvest. Can you type it in a chat box how you'll harvest the microgreen? So can anyone tell me how you will harvest the microgreens? You harvest a microgreen by cutting. So that by cutting above the soil level. So by cutting the stems so that you can get a continuous Saroja has rightly typed by cutting so that you can get a continuous harvest. So benefits of microgreen is like they are something which are easy to grow, quick to harvest, they are packed with the flavor. So I recommend you to grow mustard microgreen, and they're full with the flavors, and they're loaded with a nutrition. You can eat them as a side salad, you can make a sabji out of it, you can use them as to garnish your food. They are something they say microgreen have more nutrition than a fully grown vegetables. Now we will see how to grow uh, plants with the help of water, with the help of hydroponics. Again, this is a soilless technique. For growing with the help of water, you need two vessels. One like this, one basket because, and one a vessel which contains a water, and basket which contains a hole like this so that roots can touch a water. If you don't have these vessels, again you can take two plastic boxes. If you have one which can contain a water, above this you need to place another plastic box with the holes. You need to uh, drill holes like this on it. Put a holes on this so that roots can touch a water. one container with water, and above it another container, and you need to place seeds which are overnight soaks. Here we have taken a methi, and after taking placing the seeds, you need to cover it with a wet cloth. As I told you, while germinating, a plant need a dark space, so you need to place it aside. After 2 to 4 days, you will see the seeds are germinated. The seeds are germinated, and they're going down. So during this time, you can place it near once they're germinated, you can place near a window. You can put it near the sunlight, and they will slowly develop. Initially the leaves will be yellow color, and in 15 to 18 days, you'll get a vegetable. And remember one thing, that you need to change water every 2 days, because plants are getting nutrition from the water. So nutrition may get exhaust. So you need to keep changing a water. Again, a water should not be hard water. It should be a normal water, what we drink, that kind of water it should be. And you need to keep changing a water, or else uh, plant won't grow. This all these roots will turn brown and they will die if you don't change water, because water is the only source of nutrition when it comes to the hydroponics. You don't need to add anything else, but you need to make sure you are uh, giving it a water and changing that water, and water should not be a hard water, it should be normal water. And remember one, so next we will talk about how you can provide a fertilizers to your plant. Not a chemical fertilizer, but a good fertilizer you feed a plant so that it can feed you. The vegetables are grown in a field where a soil has a nutrition, and even people do add external fertilizer also. So you need to feed your plant so that it can feed you, so that it can provide you. So for plant to develop, plants need a lot of energy to make flowers or to make fruits or vegetables. So you need to provide that kind of energy to a plant. You need to feed your plant so that it grows well. So first is a coco pit. Coco pit is something which is easily available in market. You can mix it in a soil, and peels. Whatever the peels, fruit peels, vegetables are there. Wet waste, all your wet waste. There are two types of waste. Most of you might be knowing, dry waste and the wet waste. Wet waste is all the kitchen waste, like your fruit peels, vegetables peels, even eggshell. Eggshell also, eggshell you need to wash it, and then because eggshell has a calcium, so even this is good. So all this fruit peels you need to finely chopped, or you can grind it in a mixer, and also then you can use it as a manure. Fish bone can be also used as a manure. So the waste, whatever waste you get it, that can be converted. Shwetaji is asking, can't we use normal soil instead of coco pit? You can use normal soil instead of coco pit. If you just use a coco pit, the quality of the soil will be enhanced. Next is water used for washing rice and dal. The before cooking our rice and dal, we just wash it with the water. That water can be used for watering your plants. Pot in which we store our milk and curd. So next time when you wash that pot, first just rinse it with a water, and that water you can provide your plants, because milk has a protein, curd has this bacteria. So again, this your plant will get it. So the pot in which we store our idli dosa batter, even that you can rinse it in a water and strain it. And after straining it, that water also, if you give it to your plant, even that has a good bacteria. Your plant will get that bacteria. Extremely diluted buttermilk. You can take a glass of water and add 1 spoon of curd into it. Mix that water and afterwards strain it. There should not be a curd particle residues in that buttermilk. that you can add it in your that you can add it to your soil. And always use this kind of sprayer whenever you are watering, because this will control a flow of the water, because many a times we tend to overwater our plant. So to avoid that, use this kind of sprayer. Next is organic pesticides. If you see pesticides, some kind of, use pesticides only if you see the pest. We take crocin only if we are not feeling well. So if you have a headache or fever, only then you take your medicine. Before that, we don't. So apply pesticides only when you see a pest on it. So this cow dung can be used. Cow dung is a manure. It's not a pesticide. It's a manure, a vermicompost. So neem leaves, chili water, cow urine. So one of the good pesticides is this. Chili. You need to take a chili and garlic, crush it. After crushing it, add this chili and garlic. Take a spoonful of chili and garlic. Take paste of it. Add it in a 2 glass of waters. After adding it in 2 glass of waters, add shampoo in it. Any shampoo. After adding a shampoo, drain this mixture. After draining it, you can use this as a pesticide. You can apply it wherever you see the paste. After applying it, let this be there for some time, for an overnight, say. And next, then again sprinkle water, normal water on it. Why we are adding a shampoo? Because this shampoo will help this mixture stick to the plant. If you don't add a shampoo, this mixture will be drain off. So this is one of the natural pesticide or organic pesticide, we can say. Lastly, I want to say, add appropriate amount of water. So most of the time we tend to overwater the plants or underwater the plants, and you need to add water according to season. In summer, you can water twice a day. In rainy season, once in a 2 days, like that. And keep soil soft. It should not be too mushy, or it should not be too dry. It should be soft. And don't water a plant at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock when sunlight is high. If you water during that time, most of the water will evaporate. And you can prevent that kind of evaporation by adding dry leaves on your soil. And next comes pruning. So most of the people don't know how to prune the plant. Many a times they over prune it. So if you don't know how to prune it, leave it. You just need to cut extras like this. So pruning has to be done very technically. While pruning, you can remove all the dried leaf. All the dry leaves like this, or disease kind of leaves. So pruning, this is the right kind of pruning. Here, excess of pruning has been done. So if you don't know pruning, you can leave it. So thank you. This was about a kitchen garden presentation.
Thank you, Kiran, for giving this wonderful session. Uh, I think participants have many of questions, so I request all participants kindly chat box is open, so you can type your questions. So our expert will give you the answer.
Yeah. So Anand Patil is saying, try to use biocompost or biopesticides like neem, garlic. Yes, always use biopesticides, which will not uh, pollute a soil. Indrajit sir is asking, can the used water of plant be poured to another plant? Yes, you can pour plant to another plant, but only thing, the plant should not be infected. So if you have that plant is very healthy, then you can use it. If that plant is somewhat, if you see it has some kind of infection or something like that, then you can should not do this. So if you have any if you have any question, you can type it in the chat box. Anjali is asking how to grow a fruit plants like guava and papaya. So you can drop a seeds, for example, of papaya. Guava will be, if you drop a seeds of guava, guava is something you can bring a cutting or you can bring a sapling. Now papaya, you can drop a seeds of papaya, and again you can remove the, if you're taking a papaya seed, let them dry. The mucilage part need to be dry of papaya, and then it can be grown. In case of guava, cutting of guava will be helpful, or you can directly bring a sapling from the nursery. Dikti is asking, sometimes seeds will germinate, grow tall and leggy with less leaves. So, so yes, sometimes they grow tall, but they have a less leaves. You need to try adding some kind of fertilizer. And another thing is uh, wait. Sometimes it takes some time. So you need to give some space to the plant. Many a times it happens that you brought some plant, it remains that almost dormant for a month, 2 months, 3 months, even for the year. You just need to give them a space sometimes. Sometimes what happens, they are growing in a good way. Most of the time we bring a plant from the nursery. In nursery they have this good condition, a proper condition, proper nutrition, water, sunlight, everything. When we bring it into our house, it's the environment is completely different. So even plant needs some time to adapt to this kind of environment. So sometimes you just need to give them a space. And yes, actually, can papaya and guava can be grown in your terrace, and you really need a good big pot for that.
I think there is one more question, this Kiran. How can we take out uh,
Grass.
plant from the water pit? Okay, okay, correct.
Acha, what is it? Water pit.
There is one more question from
Yes.
Dipti Kolte.
Okay.
Yeah, like sometimes the seeds will germinate, grow tall and leggy, and with the less leaves. So how to tackle this issue?
Yes, yes. So that's what I said. You just need to give a time to a plant. Try adding nutrition to it because it's having a less leaves, or just wait for some time. If it's continuingly, then adding a nutrition that should help. Soil nutrition,
Okay,
what we have spoke about, that should help.
okay, okay. Thank you. One more question from Angel ma'am. Can the grow on terrace and how big pot should be for that?
Yeah, guava and papaya she was asking, that can be grown on the terrace, but you really need a big pot for it, and you need to keep changing. A big basket or a pot should be needed if you want to grow it in a terrace. Draft variety would be draft variety, which Anand sir has said.
Yeah,
Draft
yeah.
variety is something which will be advisable for you.
Okay. There is one more question from Shankar sir. I think. Please explain different vegetable plants required water level.
Water level. So different vegetable will have a different water level, and what I would suggest is like when you do gardening, go by your way because That's very, because every plant and every plant variety is different. So every variety will require a different water level. So that's all. I always say that gardening is all about experimenting.
Okay, okay, thank you, ma'am. Actually, I think if you need a particular plant species, details about the particular species, you can just write an email. So I will forward it to our expert, so expert can answer this question. Okay, there is one more question, like how to get the quality of seeds. Like, if there is any source available.
Yeah, there are many source. I would say the good quality of fruit will have a good quality of seed, and so I don't know any brand name. I can suggest any brand name which provide you a good quality of the seeds. But yes, in market there are many companies which sell a good seeds. So particularly if you want for fruits and vegetables, then you get it in market. No, I don't suggest any brand name which gives a good quality.
Okay. There is one more question from Shweta. Like, my money plant is getting the dark pigmentations on leaves. And I remove the soil and exchange it with a fresh soil, but it has no change. So can you suggest something? Uh,
Uh, Ma'am, if you could, email us the photo of your plant, that would be much easy for me to understand. Dark pigment, as in it's a disease, due to a disease, it's developing a dark pigment, or due to less nutrition or less sunlight, is it developing a dark pigmentation? With the help of photographs, it would be easy for me to understand what is the reason for the dark pigment.
okay. I think I have put a email ID in chat box. You just send an email. So we will reply you to your questions. Another question from Pravad Das. How can we grow kitchen garden with respect to the climate change, like particularly increasing the temperature
Yeah, so
with better harvest?
yes, I think the microgreens which we have suggested, that's a best to do it, because they require a little care and attention, and again it's very challenging to grow plants with the help of in this very challenging, because most of the time due to harsh sunlight some of the leaves may burn off. So you need to take a more care of this kind of plant. Sometimes you need to water them more, sometimes you need to shift them when if you see if it's getting too sunlight, you need to add cloth kind of thing to your balcony or your windowsill, so that sunlight is in control, or shift them to a shady places. So it's challenging, but again you need to take, if you take more care, but then we can do it.
Okay. Thank you, Kiran, ma'am. There is one last question from Akash Manwar. So if the presentation will be available on WhatsApp. So I think I have one suggestion. So we have our YouTube channel.
Yes.
So you just visit to our YouTube channel. So we will upload this presentation on our YouTube channel today or tomorrow itself. So you will get the all details through our YouTube channel. Even we have uploaded our previous sessions also.
Mhm.
So all videos are available on our YouTube channel. So and I request you to just visit our EICP YouTube channel. Uh, and I will also share the link on our WhatsApp group, so you will can access easily. So I think right now we have to close our session. So I would like to request Miss Kiran Thumma. So it's a very wonderful session, and I think participants have learned a lot. And in future also we will plan such sessions related to our mission life initiatives, and try to incorporate as much as possible. So at the end, like the all sessions should can't complete without taking support. So here you can see the team, those who are behind this program, like our project coordinator, Dr. Sujit Narode, myself, Mr. Nandakishore Dude, and we have a information officer Gargi Vijay Raghavan, IT officer Mr. Suraj Gosavi, and our data entry operator Mr. Karan Dhanurkar. So uh, at the end, I would like to thanks to all participants for your patience and for being us throughout the session. And we will continue our WhatsApp group, so you will get all our further updates and our further upcoming activities. So thanks again. I would like to thank Kiran for giving us your valuable time and to giving this wonderful session.
Yeah,
So thank you.
thank
You.
you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants, for being so interactive throughout the presentation.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.